I guess I see this whole wilderness issue as a control that some of the environmental groups are trying to do in shutting us down.
Control. It's a recurring theme in our political debates, and wilderness is no different. Welcome back to the County Seat, our hour-long special on wilderness. So far, we have talked about the economic and emotional merits of the wilderness subject. But right now, we want to take a look at its actual impacts on the ground. We'll start with the issue of control. If you can control the land, you can dictate how it's going to be used. And you can dictate what uses it may be used for, and who gets to make the decisions.
It's really a debate about our public lands and the health of these lands and all the uses. So it's a debate over ATV use. It's a debate over all the consumptive uses that are out there. And most people are unaware there is a debate.
I think it's fair for humans to cop to the fact that we've altered the landscape here in the entire continent. You know, for 200 years we've suppressed fire, we've logged, we've manipulated the landscape. Now to say that maybe that wasn't a good thing, and to say that maybe in the past we did it too much, and way too much, to say now that we should just walk away, put a fence around it, is catastrophic.
Our natural resources have been very important to us as a country in reaching the status that we have in our economy, our position in the world. And as you look across the country, they've been just shutting down, starting with the spotted owl in the Northwest, where they've pretty well shut down the whole timber industry up there. And counties, you know, I work with commissioners from all over the West, and counties up there that used to have 15, 20 sawmills in their county are down, maybe they got one or two, and they're not just closed down. I mean, those sawmills are torn down and gone away, so the infrastructure's gone. That's high-paying jobs that have been exported. You look at mining, that same thing is happening. You know, a good example right here on the Arizona Strip right now, they're trying to close down the mining of uranium. Oil and gas is the same situation in the Uinta Basin up through the eastern part of the state, with all the development up there for oil, gas, and all the shale potential.
In 2008, in Uinta County alone, there were about $227 million in mineral lease revenues that came out of Uinta County alone. That does not also include the state severance tax. So you put that on top of that, you're looking $300 million coming out of one county just in the severance taxes. What does that do for all the different kind of services, activities? And so it does have a huge economic effect, that alone, all the jobs and the multiplier effects that happen on our public lands.
You know, there's millions of dollars that could be going into our school fund from the royalties and stuff that the state gets from that, as well as what goes into the federal coffers. And the Gulf and the offshore and Alaska, all of that is money and jobs that have been exported to other countries. High-paying jobs have been exported. And not only that, and then we're having to turn around and buy that resource from them. And it's just a double whammy on our economy, where we need the jobs here, and there's absolutely no need to sending all that money overseas.
Not designating land as wilderness can also have a detrimental impact on community financials, however. In the case of more urbanized areas, wilderness has been put in place to safeguard water purity. In this case, wilderness designation can save money and, in some cases, save lives.
Even if growth takes place, we know that we've at least got a certain area that is protected to preserve our watershed. We recognize that the Wasatch Front is different than other rural areas in the state where maybe wilderness isn't the best designation, but with the growth that we're having, we really need to manage that growth and protect what's important for our citizens.
But is land used for human purposes then completely devoid of all natural value? Can it never be reclaimed? The Buchard Gardens in Victoria, British Columbia were once completely strip mined, leaving behind a lunar landscape of no life and no value. But after careful management, it is now one of the most famous and beautiful gardens on Earth, something that nature by itself would have been unable to duplicate.
The public has been misled. that as soon as you extract the minerals or the oil and gas, that area is forever destroyed. And that's not true. It's amazing now what how lands can be reclaimed. If we can educate the public about that, I think we'll have a much more public support for natural resource development.
Energy companies, as in large, they're good neighbors. They want to put back more than they're taking away. And by going in and purchasing land which is in rough condition and improving it to facilitate wildlife habitat, they're mitigating the vegetation that is lost as a result of their activity. Bill Barrett Corporation had bought several thousand acres of farmland which was largely abandoned, and they're gradually putting it back into excellent wildlife forage, winter range for elk and deer. We can actually increase productivity of the land, or how much forage is produced, by several hundred%. We actually have studies where we've increased available and desirable forage by 400%. Now in time, it diminishes. 7, 8 years, it's probably similar to what it was originally. But for a short time, we can definitely, I guess, improve on Mother Nature.
For Utah Governor Gary Herbert, it's akin to walking a tightrope with competing interests on either side.
I think those in industry say we ought to develop every square mile of Utah's public lands is wrong, but those that think that everything should be preserved and protected are wrong also. It is a balancing act. I believe, in fact, with technology today, for example, we have the ability to develop our natural resources in very environmentally sensitive ways, being good stewards of the earth, things that we couldn't have dreamed of 20 or 25 years ago.
Governor Herbert created the Balanced Resource Council in an attempt to deal with the issues and balance of development of the resources in the land and protection of the land, and to apply it to land across the state in general, but wilderness specifically. Well, stay with us. We will be back with more of this special on wilderness on the county seat in just a minute. When we come back, we will talk about some of the different applications and possible resolutions to the use and protection of land here in the state of Utah.
Almost 45% of the oil produced in Utah, 7.8 million barrels, comes from Duchesne County. That oil feeds our state economy, provides job growth, and supports local business. Here in Duchesne County, we're working to make Utah an economic, cultural, and technological leader. Whether you're here for business or pleasure, Duchesne County will welcome you with open arms and invite you to explore all the beauty of the Uinta Mountains. Duchesne County, close enough for business, far enough to get away.
Take a look, take a glimpse, take a peek. You'll be surprised by what you find. Check us out at DeseretPComplex.com. Our phone number is 435-843-4020. Adventure, beauty, excitement. TOOELE County Parks and Recreation, bringing communities together.
What brings you to St. George?
Business meeting.
Staying long?
Just here for the day. Quick in and out. Hey, I just landed. Can we meet in a half an hour?
Oh, too bad. Why so fast?
Stay any longer, we'll run out of things to do. On second thought. Buddy, something's come up. I'm gonna need another hour. Can we push the meeting till noon? I am definitely gonna need to reschedule. Holy.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy your 45-minute flight to Salt Lake. How'd that meeting go?
I should have booked a weekend.